I hope y'all are doing well today. It's better than being stuck at home or out in the heat or whatever. All right, let's start off on our back today, just because we can. So I'm gonna lay on down. If you want, you can bend your knees and have your feet flat, or if you want to have your legs straight underneath you, that's okay too. Let's close our eyes and take a few breaths. And remember, if things have been really busy or if emotions are high, we're trying to use the breath to kind of slow us down. So if you want to place your hands on your belly, and as you inhale, you're pressing your hands against your belly, or your belly against your hands, whatever. You know what I mean? Pressing your belly against your hands. And as you exhale, you're letting that belly fall. Just a few more breaths. We're going to continue to breathe deep, but if you can, try to stretch your arms up overhead. If you can't make them overhead, whichever arm goes overhead, put it up there, or you can put your arms straight off to the side in a T shape. Just opening up through the sides now, still breathing deep. Let's inhale, draw those knees up to the chest and wrap your arms around and hug nice and tight. Still feeling that your tailbone and your hips lay heavy on the mat. Leave your knees where they are, but take your hands, place them off to the sides in that T shape. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to drop the knees off to one side of the mat. So just reaching those legs over. Big breath in. Draw your knees through the center. Exhale to the other side. Again, inhale, draw those legs past your belly button over to the other side of the mat. And then one more time. Big breath in and breathe out to the side. Good, let's inhale, draw it up to the center or across those ankles, and you can bring yourself on up, either roll up or just push up off the floor to come up into a cross-legged position. I'm going to turn for a sec here. You can drape your hands over your knees. Let's drop the chin to the chest. Inhale to lift. And drop the chin to the chest. And lift that chin toward the ceiling. Okay, return your head to neutral, and let's just move the head side to side, dropping that ear shoulder to shoulder. Get out your yawns. Okay, bring that head back to neutral. We're gonna inhale, shrug the shoulders up toward the ears. On the exhale, we're gonna roll the shoulders down and back, along the back, moving those shoulder blades, letting those shoulders roll forward. Inhaling up again. As we're exhaling, we're drawing those shoulder blades together, down the back. One more time, inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, pulling those shoulder blades together and down the back. Awesome. All right, we're gonna take the feet and move them out of cross-legged, so bottoms of the feet together. And very gently, we're gonna set those hands forward, just fold over those legs. Few more breaths. And let's inhale. We're gonna take legs, send it off to the side. So we're gonna make a figure for the side today. So if you have to turn sideways on your mat, you can. I know that the floor is like not that great on the heel. Okay, so same thing, we're gonna walk those hands forward and just fold between those knees. And nice and easy, we're gonna walk it in the direction of that extended leg. So move those hands over, stretching out. Relaxing those shoulders. Let's inhale, come on up. We're gonna place a hand behind us. Other hand's gonna go on top of the thigh, and then rotating away. There you go. Okay, let's bring it back to the front. We're gonna pull that leg in, place the other leg off to the side. And same process, we're gonna place those hands down on the ground, stretch it over. And going as far as you're comfortable with. And nice and easy, we're gonna walk it over toward that extended leg, stretching those hands out. Should feel a good stretch through your low back and probably through the inside of your thigh. Give this 2 more breaths. We're gonna inhale to draw it up. Let's place that hand behind us. Same thing, hand on top of the thigh and rotating away. One more big breath in. And we're gonna exhale to come back to the front. Okay, let's go over onto hands and knees for a sec. Stretch out some other stuff. My shorts out on the butt here. All right, so hands down, we're gonna curl the toes under and try to stretch those toes out if you can. So actually spread out your toes and then allow the weight of your feet to stretch those feet down toward the floor. You can walk the hands forward a little bit. We're gonna move the hips forward and back. So you're just kind of sawing through the body. And remember, you're only moving as far as you are comfortable with. So if the knees or hips or shoulders say and just don't go. And if you have a sticking point or a spot that is extra tight and you want to sit there for a second and stretch out longer, you can do that too. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna keep those toes tucked under. We're gonna move into a tabletop hover for a sec. So spread out those fingertips. Make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Knees are under your hips. We're gonna tuck the tailbone just a little bit. That way the back is nice and flat, lower abs are tight. Big breath in. As you exhale, hover those knees for a moment. So just pick them up off of the mat. Another breath in. On the exhale, we're going to move back into downward dog. So you might have to adjust the position of your hands or your feet, but you're going to push those hips back. Give this one a couple breaths. Awesome. So we're going to take a foot nice and easy. Just start to drag that foot forward. Pulling that foot forward, we're going to drop the back knee down. Other leg is in front. We're going to move it way up there. You can settle down your back foot. Let's go ahead and bring it up off of the floor. So if you've put yourself in an uncomfortable position for your knee, just fold your mat over from the side if you need to. We're going to keep the body up tall and shift that weight forward. So big stretch through the front of your hip. Once again, if the knee is bugging you, just take that mat, fold it over, smack your knee on top of there, and sometimes that makes it a lot easier on your kneecap. So one extra little bit, we're going to take your backside arm, cross it over that front thigh, and a little twist. So if you're not comfortable or you're falling over, you can also move your front foot out a little bit so you don't do a somersault, which would be funny, but it's not yoga. 2 more breaths. Awesome. We're going to bring that back. Let's go ahead and put that leg down. Give your knee a second if you've got to rock anything out or if it got tight on you, locked up. We're going to place the hands down again. We've got another little hover. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're tucking our toes under. We've got a slight tuck of our tailbone, just a little bit to make our pelvis neutral and your abs engage. Big breath in. We're going to exhale, lift those knees up off of the mat. 2 big breaths. So you should only be about 2 inches off the mat with your knees. Breathe in. Now as you exhale, you'll move the hips up and back. You can adjust the hands if you need to, and we're moving away from those wrists. Sinking those heels. 2 more breaths. Now the same thing with the other foot. We're going to drag that foot forward as far up as you can get it. We're going to settle that back knee down on the mat. We're flattening out that back foot and adjust wherever you need to. We're going to pull your weight up. And same thing, we're moving forward. So if you need to fold your mat over, give yourself some extra squish, go ahead. Move those hips forward. Chest is held up tall. And we're gonna take the backside arm, cross it over the front thigh, and little twist. Do this one, 3 deep breaths. Awesome, you can release those hands. Go ahead and pull yourself back off that front leg. Give your knees a little bit of movement if you need it. And then we're gonna go ahead and stand on up on the mat. Awesome, all right, so we're gonna inhale, bring those hands up overhead and interlock maybe like your thumbs or whatever, or your fingers, stretching those hands back. A little bit of softening in the knees. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we're gonna move the hips to one side, hands to the other. Breathe in through the center, exhale to the other side. Again, inhale, exhale to the side. And then one more, breathing in and breathe out. Awesome, go ahead and let those arms fall down to the sides. We're gonna let the palms turn forward. I'm just gonna turn sideways or this way. Palms forward, allow those shoulder blades to kind of pull back. You can close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. So in this position, we're kind of pulling those shoulder blades back a little bit, and it allows for your shoulders to drop down a bit more. Rather than folding over and lifting your shoulders up, we're opening, pulling back, opening up the chest. We're gonna take those hands, bring them behind the back. You can clasp behind your back and either pull your elbows back or you can straighten through the arms. Lift the chest a little more. You can lift the chin too. Okay, we're gonna soften the knees, inhale. Keep those hands behind you. Press the hips back as if you're pressing into your hands. Back is nice and flat. Go as far as you can. You'll start to feel a pretty strong stretch in the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, you can release the hands, stretch them down toward the floor. And if you need an extra stretch in the shoulders, you can fold your forearms. Rock a little if you need that too. Inhale, let's draw on up, knees forward, hips forward, and lifting through that chest. Awesome. Okay, let's go forward on the mat. So let's do shoulder width wide. And we're gonna send the leg back when we're moving into a warrior. So remember, shoulder width of space is nice so that you don't fall over. Got our hips turned forward. Tuck, hips are gonna tuck under slightly. We're gonna move into that forward position. So knee is over your ankle, over your heel. Spreading out those toes and trying to swish down into the mat a bit. We're gonna inhale, bring those hands up overhead. Thinking of the beach ball, beach ball. And then taking the same arm as your front leg. So I have my left leg forward, left arm's gonna come down. Whichever leg is in front, bring that arm down, right to your side, and then leaning over. Over and away. Inhale, bring that arm down as well. Hips are gonna go back. Nice and easy, fold it over that front leg. And remember, only go down as far as you need to. If you want to settle your hands on your thigh, go ahead and do that so you don't feel like you're gonna, once again, somersault. Two more breaths. When you're ready, we'll draw this on up. You can push that back leg forward. Give yourself a little rock or wiggle or whatever you need. And then you're repeating on the other side. So other leg is gonna go back. Got a shoulder width of space between our feet so that we don't topple over. Okay. Hips are underneath us. We're tucking those hips under. Body's nice and straight. Let's move the weight forward. Once again, we're spreading through those toes, pushing down into the squishy mat. We're gonna inhale, bring those hands up overhead. Letting go of the beach ball with your front side arm. We're gonna bring that hand down to the side. There we go, and then folding over. Two more breaths. Make sure you keep your chest up, keep those hips pressed forward. We're gonna inhale, bring that hand down. Both hands go down to the floor, folding over that front leg. One more big breath in. Exhale, we're gonna push it up. Bring that back leg forward. We're gonna soften those knees, and one more time, send the hips back. Reach the hands down. We're gonna try to reach all the way to the floor because we're gonna move into downward dog. So send those feet back and find how much space you need. Send the hips up toward the ceiling. One more breath in. And we're gonna exhale. Go ahead and drop the knees down. And you can bring your body back for a moment. Getting all the blood back in the right spots. Couple things for the shoulders before we end out today. Let's take one arm, stretch it across. If you want to turn palm up, that changes the stretch slightly, just pulling on the shoulder blade. And having a slight feeling of pulling away from you. So in and out away. It didn't make sense, but pulling towards you and to the side. Same thing on the other side. We're going to stretch across, turn the palm up, grab and pull in and over to the side. Awesome. Relax that arm. One hand up overhead, reaching back as far as you can. Bend at the elbow, just touch on the top of your back. We'll just keep this one as is for now. So keeping that upward pressure, pointing that elbow up toward the ceiling. Lower that hand down. Same on the other side. Stretch that hand up and back as far as you can. Bend at the elbow. Try to keep that elbow pointed up toward the ceiling. Awesome. Go ahead and move that down. We're going to go ahead and lay down on our back for our last couple moments, or on your belly or whatever. Let's close our eyes and try to relax and breathe for these last few minutes. Got one more moment here if you want to stay for the rest of the time. Otherwise, when you're done for today, go ahead and wiggle around and sit on up when you're finished. How y'all feeling? Thank you guys for coming, online people. See y'all next time.